playing in the key of D, capo 2, C shapes. But because I have this chord chart here in D, instead of telling you what the shapes will be in C, I'm going to tell you what they are in the key of D. So if you're playing piano, maybe that's a benefit to you. Intro, B minor, D over A, which is like a C shape, C over G. So B minor, D over A. Put my pinky on the 3rd fret here, high E string, just to round out the chord. G, play a G2, D over F sharp, E minor, A sus, resolve it, and then D sus, D2, D. And that little D sus, D2, D is at the end of every single verse 1, 2, 3, and 4, going into the chorus. I'll give you a little example of that. Christ I live, for in my place he died. I cling to Christ, for in my place he died. D sus, D2. I cling to Christ. So that D sus, D2, D is nice. And then usually I beef up that D with a G in the bass, or an A in the bass rather. All right, some tricky chords throughout the song that keeps coming back. We have a G over A. So the G is in the key of C, is an F shape. You can play bar chords here. I really like to play the cheater version of an F, you know, like this. But then I actually reach around and play the bass with my thumb. And usually I don't end up playing the high E string. It's just muted by my palm. But that lets you do fun things, maybe not in this song, but like this. But that G2 I do often. Anyway, the G over A, what do we do? Because we are playing the G, but then we need this. I don't end up doing this. I guess you could, if you really wanted to. It's tough. Typically what I do is I stop playing the A string. I move my ring finger up to the E string. And then I actually am muting the A string with my ring finger. So instead of having a nice round finger, I flatten it out, play a little bit more on the pad, and then touch the A string gently. Then you get this. His rose for mine. And it seems a little bit challenging, but knowing that G over A moves to a D makes it a little bit easier. His rose for mine. G over D, oh wonder. G over A, full exchange. G over A, clothed in my sin. D over F sharp, Christ suffered. E minor 7, neath God's rage. A sus, resolves to an A. Draped in D over F sharp, his righteousness. Then we have an A over G. Meet the A string with your index finger here. And then everything else is open, and that your pinky is on the high E string, 3rd fret. So we've had a G over A in this verse, and now we have an A over G. It acts as a little bit of a walk down. It's an interesting chord, but I think these chords sound exceptional in this song. So that 3rd line, draped in his righteousness, I'm justified. F sharp minor, B minor 7. So that's 7. Instead of playing your ring finger here, leave that string open. Christ, D over A. I live, G2 for D over A. In my place, He, and then we have the D sus, D2, D. I cling, D over C sharp. So this is your root note. You have your D, and the D over C sharp, instead of a D, we're going to move it down to play that C sharp. Again, mute the D string, and then open, index. And if you want, you can throw your pinky on there too. D over C sharp. I cling to Christ. E over G sharp. Marvel at the cost, Jesus forsaken God. You have the A over G again. Strange from God, but by such love, my life is not my own. My praise and my all shall be for G over A. Christ. This goes right into the interlude, which is a D, A over C sharp, G over B, D, and then G over A, which brings us into the verse again. His robes for mine. Beginning of verse 4, we have some alternate chords, so a lot less chord changes, which is nice, but some of them are a little bit more tricky. Okay, so we have the G over A coming out of the interlude. His robes for mine, G minor over D. Such anguish. What I'm doing here, ring finger, pinky, and then I'm barring the bottom 3 strings. So we have a G minor, but it's over D instead of over G. That way we sustain this bass note from the D major chord. His robes for mine, such anguish none can know. B minor, D over A. Christ God's beloved, condemned as though his foe. And then the rest of the verse is just like any other. But what's nice about this is you have this bass line that just keeps walking down. His robes for mine, such anguish none can know. Christ God's beloved. And then finally it will change. Condemned as though his foe. Really, really beautiful. Fits the words quite well. Hopefully that helps you as you practice this song.